we are in need of a central midfielder who needs to complement or rotate with Rice. Now, we spoke about a player who was my favorite, that is Onana, but looks like he's on his way to Aston Villa. But looks like we have identified another player who could do a better job than Onana. That's all we can hope for. And to talk more about him, let's call upon today's guest and a certain regular from our channel, that is Arush. Hey Arush.
What's up? What's up? How's that?
I'm good, dude. Euros has been very kind in terms of my predictions, and for you as well. You've been supporting Spain. Copa America, Messi. I mean, to be fair, Argentina won. Di Maria got a superb farewell, and Messi obviously winning yet again. Wimbledon has been very kind to me because, as a staunch or a very hardcore Federer fan, it has been really great to see Alcaraz dunking on Djokovic again. Yeah, life has been all right. I look tired, but let's just say I need to get back my energy back. How have you been?
I've been doing good. Vacations have been good. Lots of writings, lots of rain, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, take care. I mean, there's been a lot of power cuts, and, which made us postpone this episode yet again. But let's get into the video. Who are we analyzing today, and what can you tell us about him?
So we are analyzing Mikel Merino, someone whom I've been watching for a
Hmm.
while now, and
Hmm.
also the one who's won the Euros with Spain recently.
Right.
So of course, Merino, he's been the typical midfield general in the La Liga for Sociedad for a couple of seasons now. I think for 5 years now. I think.
Hmm.
So he's certainly caught people's eyes, if not from La Liga, certainly from the performances he's put in from the bench for Spain in the Euros, especially that clutch goal that he scored against Germany. I think
Uh,
that put Spain into the semi-finals.
hmm.
So yeah, Merino is often renowned as a box-to-box master, someone
Hmm.
who can bring that quality for the Spanish national team and Real Sociedad.
Hmm.
So he functions as a left-footed technician
Hmm.
that is very composed and very technical with all the moves that he makes in the center of the pitch.
Right.
So what he's obviously known for is his ball playing abilities, his wide passing range,
Hmm.
and obviously the defensive side of his game, the solidity that he brings, the security that he brings to the side.
Hmm.
So apart from that, he obviously brings a lot of experience because he's had multiple loan spells, I'll say, at Dortmund, at Newcastle as
Hmm.
well in the Premier League early on in his career. So he's
Huh?
very comfortable playing as a hybrid 6-8. Yeah, he's played for Newcastle.
Okay. That's generally a news. I think Dortmund I kind of knew, but yeah, Newcastle I had no idea. Right.
He played, I think, in the 2015-16 season. I
Ah,
mean, it
okay.
wasn't a successful loan, but he was there for a whole season.
Well, he has some Premier League experience from what I just understood now. He's gone on multiple loans and he is finally settled at Real Sociedad. We have gotten a player from Real Sociedad when he was on loan there, that is in Odegaard. Another player who we were linked highly in terms of an forward or an attacker was Isak, who played for Real Sociedad. Looks like Arsenal have been linked with a lot of players from Real Sociedad if you think about it.
Another midfielder which we were linked was Zubimendi.
Zubimendi. We will talk about
Another
that.
player that's gone on loan from Arsenal is Tierney.
Oh yeah, Tierney did play at Real Sociedad.
Lots of connections.
Right. Will that help Arsenal? Let's just hope. I mean, we'll just leave that to Edu, Arteta, and Arsenal for that. But let's talk about just the player. Yeah, he did have a wonderful national team campaign for Spain in the Euros, but that always doesn't reflect when it comes to club football, right? Because we have many players like the clearest example in present day we have is Amrabat. Amrabat has been phenomenal for Morocco, but what has happened when he came to United? Yes, he was misprofiled in the way he was being played there, but when a player does really well for the national team, it doesn't mean that he's always going to reflect that at the club level. But before we get into that part, I just want the viewers to know what are his strengths and what is he actually really good at. Like you look at a player, he's like wow, but what are his actual strengths?
Yeah, so obviously he's a Spanish midfielder. So Spaniards are obviously known for their skill set when it comes to passing and composure when it comes to passing. So he's got a variety of passes in his book, maybe the long passes that he plays to opposite flanks to change the point of attack, or even the threaded short ball passes that he plays to break the defensive lines. That's basically what we've seen of him do for Spain and Real Sociedad in recent times. So obviously, as a midfielder, he has to be efficient in the build-up phase. So he obviously orchestrates through his 360-degree vision. He plays a part in creating in merging the defense with the attack and midfield. So one of the most efficient and effective skills that he possesses is his aerial presence, because the domination in the air with what Merino does is actually second to none, and that's what even stats back. So he can stop transitions, he can create attacks. So his height has obviously been a real game changer when it comes to attack and defense. So he could help in like set pieces, long ball situations, and even box crashing when it comes to late crosses into the box. So he's averaged 5.94 aerial duels won per last season, and he's contested in like 9.78, and that obviously ranks him literally in the top 1% of contestants in the top 7 leagues, which is very very impressive.
Okay.
So coming to his defensive side of his game, he's very renowned for winning duels. He's like a duel winning, and Arteta obviously rates that. When I lose a duel, I'm upset. So yeah, so he closes down opposition attacks and is a relentless presser as well. So he's also won like the most duels in the top 7 leagues, and he's the only player to touch 300 plus aerial duels or any duels won last season. So his positional awareness, his ability to sniff out danger just keeps speaking of how smart he is on the ball, off the ball. So he can intercept the ball, and then his understanding of the game basically is very, very refined, and he knows when to commit himself, when to back down. So yeah, he's very complete because of the experience that he's had.
Wait. One the last somewhere in the last you said he won 300 duels or he was part of 300 duels.
He won 300 plus duels in last season in the top 7 leagues, and he was the only player to cross 300. Like I'll attach a visual here.
That is just absolutely insane. But definitely looks like they, being so defensive and so good. I'm sure there has been some issues with him. Like, what are his like small mistakes that could be identified?
I mean, mistakes. Someone who's that this experienced, I don't see much, but something that he's always maintained to be a weakness or something that he has to improve on is his discipline, because he needs refinement in that, because he actually overcommits in tackles. Like in terms of winning the ball, he'll end up fouling, or he'll end up creating lots of space that he himself can't cover, and end up getting yellow cards and getting suspension. So that is some minor tweaks that could actually benefit him.
So, you're saying that he's defensively good. He's good at He's good at starting a transition as well as breaking a transition. He wins a lot of duels. He overcommits, and he's a left-footed player.
Yeah, Xhaka, Xhaka.
That was literally the transition I was able to make. Looks like we found a Xhaka replacement with someone who's very good at overcommitting when not needed. At the same time, being very physical, being very attacking, wins a lot of his duels and commands that midfield, and like put in a shift whenever needed. Which brings us to the question: how good is he, or will he be at Arsenal if Arsenal manage to get his signature?
Yeah, so when it comes to playing for Arsenal, what I feel is that he would be positioned as a left centre mid, someone that would interchange positions throughout the games and help Declan Rice, like you said, to obviously rotate or even change positions during a game. That would actually give Arsenal the fluidity and progression, as in terms of being a facilitator for Arsenal in build-up. So in the visual that you can see that he has the ability to overlap and underlap with the left wing and the left back if there is one. So they could actually interchange positions. They could actually play crosses into the box with the subtle triangular variations in the dynamics that they play.
Hmm.
So yes, like you said, this has lots of weight to being a Xhaka replacement
Huh.
in terms of attacking and defensive.
Hmm.
So I've already mentioned it, but his height can play a big role for Arsenal because Arsenal are known to be that physically dominant side.
Hmm.
You see with this signing of Fury, like how the aura plus defensive solidity just gets better.
Yeah.
So in terms of box crashing, again you can see in the visual on the screen,
Hmm.
you can play late crosses into the box. We'll have many people waiting for them. He
Hmm.
could make a late run into the box and he could actually provide the additional threat in terms of XG rate.
Hmm.
So in terms of fit as a defensive midfielder, I'm not sure of that because at Real Sociedad he's always had Zubimendi, who's been the in a pivot, he's been the controller or the receiver in it, and
Hmm.
then he carries the ball and gets forward, and then he is the one who's attacking, who's breaking attacks.
Hmm.
So it's the same with even Rodri as well for Spain when he played in
Hmm.
the Euros.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, he would help actually Odegaard get into advanced positions. He
Hmm.
wouldn't let Odegaard get into the first phases of progression and dictate play from there because
Hmm.
he could actually pass the ball directly to Odegaard over there.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it obviously creativity wise, this signing would actually help us,
Hmm.
and obviously his connection with Odegaard, like you said, at their time at Sociedad was
Hmm.
very successful
Right.
because they've done very well in that time.
Hmm.
So he'd obviously know his game as well.
Hmm.
So in terms of physicality, duel winning, and then something that Arteta always rates, he's got that thing. And
Hmm.
then if not being a regular starter at Arsenal,
Huh.
in terms of squad depth,
Huh.
he's someone that we can put in any game, any situation, he would handle it.
Hmm.
We've seen it in the Euros again.
Hmm.
So also, lastly, my favorite point that I like to mention on every midfield target
Uh.
is availability. Availability in terms of what? Thomas Partey.
Huh.
So yes, his injury issues can be covered because I don't know if Partey is supposed to be leaving this season, but
Hmm.
if he's going to be leaving, he could do his job in a very good manner because
Hmm.
in terms of injuries, Mikel Merino has just missed like 13 games in the last 5 seasons, so that is pretty crazy.
We are not jinxing it, guys, if we sign for Arsenal. Let us hope that rebuilds the record. Like 13 games over 5 seasons is absolutely crazy. Wow. Ah, okay. Huh. Okay. Well, see, I was fine. Huh.
Hopefully Barca don't come in between. Hopefully Atletico Madrid don't come in between to
Yeah.
spoil the party because
Mm.
Mikel reuniting with Mikel would be like some different crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. And then the Real Sociedad connection. Real Sociedad, bro. We've
Plus
been.
the Basque energy with Arteta.
Yeah,
Crazy,
please.
crazy things.
We love your players. Do send us your players. Hopefully for a discounted price, please. I beg you, because we tried to get Isaac. We were being quoted what 80 to 90 million. He did go for 70 million in the end to Newcastle. Or was it
Newcastle.
70 odd million? Right, 70 odd million. Like yeah, we love your players, man. Just give us some discount. Some discount. I'm sure we'll definitely be very grateful for that.
He's quite cheap though. We don't need any discount actually. He's been quoted at like 20-25 million.
True, but when a club is desperate for a certain player, they try to milk it as much as possible, right? We have seen this with West Ham. To be fair, 120. Wait, how much did we pay? 120 million.
No, 105.
105 million. In all honesty, I think he could have gone for close to 85 million. But the way that they try to milk it because they knew how desperate we were. But not the point. The whole point is, I hope you guys are educated about Mikel Merino. I am definitely very happy us being linked with him because I did see the Euro finals. I did see some games in the Euros as well, and he definitely was a player who stood out. To be fair, I think even you would agree. Rodri has not been the best player in the tournament. It is probably Fabian Ruiz and Merino and Olmo. Like there are multiple players, but you can see definitely they stood out. So hence, many players or many fans want him in their own clubs as well, and that is why I'm very excited about it. Beware, not always national team success will reflect on a Premier League or not just Premier League at a club level. So that's all I'm very skeptical about. But other than that, yeah, I'm excited. What about you? Any final words, Arush?
I'm actually excited. I've had many players be my target, but at the moment, Merino seems like a good
Hmm.
guy for a fair decent amount.
Hmm.
If he brings puts in the shifts as a squad player, as a starter,
Hmm.
we'd have lots of solutions to break like the low blocks and mid blocks.
Hmm.
We've got solutions.
Hmm. Hmm. One final question before we end it. How old is he?
Mikel Merino is 28.
28. This could probably be his last big move, assuming that
Yeah,
he might not get a bigger move. So, Mikel Marino, if somehow you're listening to this or somehow you're aware of this channel, please, at Arsenal, we love you and we want you to be here. And I'm sure it'll be a dream for you to be at London. I know Spain is amazing, it's beautiful, but London is another place that you definitely need to be at. I hope it's the North London that is at Arsenal, nowhere else. Please, please do not go to Chelsea or Spurs. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for seeing this video. I hope you guys are educated as much as I am. Do keep subscribing, do keep commenting, and do keep building this channel as we're trying to make sure that we put out a beautiful community for all you guys out there. Any final words, Arush? Nothing.
Kala Fury, here we go.
Kala Fury, here we go. Until we see you guys soon. Till then, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're in the world. Bye bye. Peace.